Hello, everyone. Welcome one, welcome all to some more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Why did I do that again? Did that on Tuesday. But no, hello, welcome to the Ace Attorney Investigations. Now you might be wondering, Nitro, you sound like you have a cold. That's because I do. But I was just like, I can't stop streaming because in the famous words of Apollo Justice, I'm fine. Yes. So I was just like, a little cold can't stop me. A little voice. It's like, I'll play it by ear. And I was like, yeah, sounds like a good plan. I was ready to cancel it this morning because I felt like absolute shit. But then I sat around and watched Stargate all day, and then I felt better about myself. Well, not better about myself, but I felt better. Like just sitting around, just laying around watching anime. It's great. So, anyways, hold on, one thing I gotta do before. Yeah, and just know if I have to suddenly, if I suddenly mute the mic, I have to blow my nose because, like I said, I got a cold. But I'm pursuing past the cold because I'm fine. Anyways, so this is kind of a makeup stream for since Thursday was Thanksgiving. Next week should be back to normal, which is Tuesday, Thursdays, and then maybe one of the streams on Saturday and Sunday. So like, who knows? It's always who knows? It's up in the air. So, yeah, other than the announcement stuff, I got nothing for you. I mean, I can officially say that I finished the ejection double that I was working on, so that way I would be ready for the dubbing ejection doubles. That will be December 9th, because next weekend is 2nd, is the Planning Genshin stream. We also Grey Genshin Impact. As you can tell, I'm very excited for Genshin Impact. Very excited. And then, Rock is missed the 21st and 19th of February. The finale of the Great Ace Chronicles will be December 5th. 7th will be Vignetta, which is that horror game that I was saying we would play. And then after we finish Vignetta, I will try to get the Condemned 2 going. So, and then probably after Condemned 2 will be right around, hopefully be right around January 24th. And then we can play Apollo Justice. And see what you really mean by he is fun. Because the Ace Twitter jokes about it all the time. Even though I'm trying to avoid Twitter, I'm trying to avoid spoilers for the trilogy. Which I feel like is a fair assumption. Now, I understand some people already played the Apollo Justice and they don't care. But as someone who hasn't played any of the Apollo Justice games yet, I do care about spoilers. But tonight isn't about that. Tonight, we have Ace Attorney Investigations. I think this is where we end the middle part here. March 14th, 11:33 p.m. Theatrum Neutralis lobby. Agent Lang. Like she says, little cubs never do as they know the real furry of the elder wolves. these quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor. The comfort bills made with the Balinese ink, they're all signified submission. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Shanghai is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the banks. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I staked the honor of this house of laying on this, and has come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into some box. And it's pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my fantastic efforts to chaos the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return without a single answer. Agent Lynn, I don't know what to say. Don't start. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Abala, I'm sorry for all the trouble. No. It's I who I should apologize. It was all because I was not strong. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Curse you, fool! Curse your empty brain. Heh, you're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight and the story. Objection! Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor has a cold. Sheena, let's go. Time to return to our debt. Yeah. I don't like 10 minutes, but there's not much else for us to do but go home as well. Agent Lang, a moment. You wolfman and the secretary lady. Hold it! Objection, pal! Gumshoe, you're a detective. Leave the objections for the lawyers, okay? Detective Gumshoe, have you gotten the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note. It's definitely written by Mr. Coachman, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, detective. Hey, Miss Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatsugatsu? When you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Coachman was killed? I would like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Valiant investigation at all, so I suppose I'll need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you to the end. Is she seriously gonna treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate. I'm on some flippin' guess, are ya? I'm not trying to pick a fight. And the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you'll see. Ha! I should have known. that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocent. So let's see what you got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. The first time he hasn't called me Mr. Prosecutor! Sorry, but I still got a cold. Mr. Prosecutor still got a cold. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatsugatsu that appeared in Valhalla and establish exactly who it was that case saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on case testimony? You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw? That's right. That person is the key to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatsugatsu. Pretended. What do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second. First, I want to review what this person saw did. Okay? If you could please explain the person you were chasing did. Okay, you got it. I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the Balaji side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did that, the person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yatsugatsu. Now please, tell us what happened when you chased the Yatsugatsu up to the 3rd floor. Can do! I chased the Yatsugatsu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Balaji Embassy. It was pretty easy straight chase down the hallway until the sun turned. The Yatsugatsu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatsugatsu run into Mr. Coachman's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black and I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light. Then who's there? By the time I turned the lights on, the Yatsugatsu had disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, what do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out to the door behind the girls under the cover of darkness. Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person did not escape through that door. Oh, and how do you know that with such certainty? That's easy. If the Yatsugatsu had busted the door, they would run into this person. Well, obviously, they would have run into Sheena. Your answer is Sheena? Yeah, because she was in the other room, obviously. Yes, because let's consider what would happen if the Yatsugatsu had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Cushman's body, the Yatsugatsu would have run into Agent Sheena, who was in the next room over. Ah! Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Therefore, the Yatsugatsu could not have escaped the door. It just means the creep slipped out before Sheena made her to the hallway. I doubt that, as there's another person in the hallway. A certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, I was in the case. Well, when I heard Kay scream, I ran towards Mr. Cushman's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sheena, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded the both of them? Well, Gumshoe's an idiot, so... Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route. Grrr! No! So dramatic. Love it. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth! You nailed one possibility escape route from that room. This is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware of it as well. Of yet another possible escape route for the Yatagastr could have taken. I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you were trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, there must have been another way out. Agent of Interpol. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to bust out. It's our revolving fireplace wall expansion, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought it would be perfect. This would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the Balashki side is only known by four people. And we use that information unwisely. The truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, hot attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way. You know that? Well, no matter. I figured out what you. I figured you out already, anyways. The only other possible escape besides the door is the window's low window. And such an eerie picture of this said escape route exists. Are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yatagastru's escape? I guess Detective Bad must have killed him on this photo. I have to admit, at first I thought the window would be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that's impossible. Now, I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Agent of Interpools, everyone. Agent of Interpools. It's amazing what people can know. Well, in fact, I have dealt with some flying people. And Francesca has as well, apparently twice. I did not go back to see if there was a second answer for her. What her second answer would be. I mean, I guess the second answer for her is she was also technically involved in Bridge to Turnabout, so she would also have Bridge to Turnabout and Turnabout picked up. Of course I know that! That's bloody common sense! Besides, I never said I thought that photo is to be of the Yatagastra's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. Hold on. Sorry. The shadow in the photo is not the Yatagatra that it was chasing after. You can say whatever you like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence! Now you're speaking my language. Interesting. Very well then. I present to you the proof that Kate is not the same one in this photo. Do I show the statues? Or do I show the wire? of evidence shows the... Oh, is that right? What do you think, little miss? Huh? Well, dummy, what do you think? Me? Mr. What do you think, sir? I don't think anything, because I already know that evidence is absolutely nothing. Ha 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 ha! Looks like you got your money in your hands, Mr. Prosecutor. Yeah. Wait. Bad said this was taken right after the first fire. So, objection. Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the Yatsugatsu case on. However, the photo in question was taken just after the first fire. Grr! Oh. Yeah! Way to go! That's twice you biting him in the butt. We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the Yatsugatsu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. Ha! As I saw it. However, the Yatsugatsu escape route, now that I can answer. You can't? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Light me. Even if I explain it to you, you'll find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up in the Alabama investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you know much knowledge about the battlesheet side of this case. So wouldn't it be best wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent China, explained in my stead? Yeah, China is my subordinate, and I'm Francesca's subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Like, it's alright. I can take care of him. China. He shielded me a lot as my boss, but it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright, if you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's not just Agent China and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Do we get to do rebuttals? Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Balashi's embassy? Fuck yeah! During the first Balashi fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatsugatsu that had Genvalia. while I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Though I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a kid's glimpse of the Yatagata room. To be honest, I'm actually quite skeptical that the girls Yatagata even exists. And that's all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Coachman's office. Like I said earlier, I had no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct? Are you calling her suspicious because she was in the room by herself? How pathetic! And it wasn't when Adrian Chino tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale. How about when you accused Larry because he was the weapons owner? Yeah! It's not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's not a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I'll make no excuses for what I did in that situation. And you should apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal. I'm sorry. Gina, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Miss Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And same goes for me. I believe in Shima. I don't believe Shina is the killer. Okay? Then let's put that to the test and see if she's really worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting.
Hold it!
So he helped with the fire extinction effort. I was in charge of the police on the Balayage side, so I helped them with their work. Police doing their job of firemen. You really know how to work people. She sure does. That's because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage. I guess so. She's always been bringing you a business card or a scroll just at the right time. To prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That's the definition of a secretary. She kind of seems more capable than you think, doesn't she? Screw off, Buzz. At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, detective. Ugh. Kinda have a feeling you were gonna say that. She's more than just a capable secretary. Gina, tell him the other things you're gonna... Alright. By the second fire, you mean the one that consumed the first floor of Balia, correct? Yes, that's when the first person was spotted in Balia. Then you were after the same person in the long coat that I was after. There's no proof that this suspicious person was really the Yatagata, because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face. By the way, how was your team's investigation? In order to extinguish the fire, the water was pumped into the third floor via the windows. So the majority of the investigators conducted their searches on the other floors. Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering the lost on the third floor. When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate the third floor. And you did that alone? Yes. So you were in the room next to Mr. Cushman's office. I already told you that earlier. I was examining the neighboring room. I heard the girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing her, I immediately ran towards Mr. Cushman's office. Wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall. Yes, I did. But she was totally innocent, pal. I thought we already had that one cleared up. And I thought I had already apologized for my behavior. And now the attentive detective would be so kind to be quiet. Ook! I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issue with that. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. But what I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't do the Ayatagata issue, Gina. The prosecutors of this country are also strange.
Hold it.
You were unable to catch even the glimpse of this, despite being in the room next door. Next room. Is that true? I really hate to repeat myself. I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you calling Sheena's testimony a lie? Agent Lang, I'm talking with Sheena right now. So I'd appreciate if you wouldn't interrupt us with the superfluous misconduct. Aww. You know, I feel kind of bad for him. I understand his pain as watching one of his foreigners being accused. However, I cannot turn my eye from the truth. Lang, I'm alright. As for you, I think you should be focusing on your death. Focusing your deaths on that girl rather than me. And why is that?
Hold it.
Are you throwing Kay's words into doubt again? Well, she does claim to be the Yatagata, right? And she did try to chase down the Yatagata despite being an average citizen. Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake Yatagata. That's right, which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yatagata. And I suppose you have proof of that somewhere. Not quite, but even without any, I have people who believe it. That's enough. I see. Kay's testimony is without flaws, but as for yours, well, let's just say that I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony. Oh, then why don't you show? Then why don't you show her what we found out with Little T? Heh, it will, in due time. The escape route from the Yatagata is weird enough. If it turns out to be related. Is this what I present?
Objection.
Nope. I guess we don't want to pull that stuff out yet. So. Or maybe I just don't present the testimony and I actually present the wall. Let's just try it. Oh. Being in the room next to Mr. Cushman's office is the problem with your testimony.
Knuckle back.
Mr. Prosecutor. I don't see what the problem you're talking about it you're talking about at all. Agent Long, did you call... Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Algeria isn't the only country with secret connection fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Coachman's office holds the exact same secret. What? The Atagaster didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the fireplace wall into the next room over. Now, do you see? If the Atagaster has escaped to the next room over, then the thief wouldn't run straight into Agent Gina. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Atagaster room. Aye! Well, what's the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Gina? How did you imagine that he managed to completely miss the bleeding Atagaster? Or should I? You claimed that you were in the room next door. It was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is that you're the one case on the coat. Pretending to be at the Atagaster, so you were the one who chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Coachman's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shuttered your code in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Cheetah. After you came back to the round place, then place K under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make K look like the bad guy when you're suspicious about pal? Sheena? I don't think this is Sheena, guys. I don't think this is Sheena at all. This may be... Yeah, figured it was you. That laugh. I remember this irritating laugh. Getting chills down my spine. It can't be it. But it has to be it. Sheena, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being a Yatsugataru. The prosecutors of this country really are also very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatsugaster floods through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then I haven't a thing regarding the Yatsugaster's escape. You haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatsugaster's escape route. Tone of your voice, you're taking with me, now certainly has changed. Because it's been a while since I had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Invesigations to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me! I'm not some foolish prodigy now. You know, is that why I won't hold back anything on you as I answer your question. my question. Now we show his Polnarero's testimony. I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Polnarero's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cushman. Oh. The ashes of what they burnt were left on the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, their ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Master Palbanero said that he forgot to. So the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Antigaster went to the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movements of the ashes that were in Mr. Cushman's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? As proof, are you even allowed to submit evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Look, Miss Sheena Yu. That's gonna be her official name until further otherwise. We're not in a courtroom right now. And sorry, Mr. Rasputin says the code. Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument? Huh? This really is just like the beginning in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing on where we left off all these years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at the crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I have a lot of fun today, but I grew weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap this all sword case once and for all. In my eyes, you've all proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Asgats used the fireplace on, can you? So then, who was it you used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we have already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cushman's office. There you have it, my counter-argument. Ah! That's very impressive. She has seen through the facts that I have yet to gather from that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I've had a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagatu name, are you not? If you want to feel the truth, you must never take it. You must never take your eyes off this chase you're running to catch the truth. You must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. That's like a lack of evidence that has you left wide open, doesn't it? Gina, please. Show me you're a person, you're someone I can trust. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match, and you'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Ling, but I can't simply allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Gina. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are! Sounds like to me you're saying my explanation is not good enough. But I was able to go through the revolving door myself. That should be proof enough, though, even for you, pal. It looks like you don't quite understand. But by your looks, I guess that you're not all that learned. Ouch! about rude. You should watch what you say, pal. Sadly, I can't disagree with her on that one. But you should know what I mean, right? You may have proven that the fireplace is used. So you want the proof that the Yatagasa was the one who used the fireplace? That's right. Well, do you have any? Yeah! Can you prove it wasn't the Yatagasa who used the fireplace? I don't need to prove anything to you. Oh, objection! Okay, if you could please not steal my line. Excuse me. That's just any lawyer's line, Edgeworth. That's not just specifically your line. Sorry, but I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Well, don't fret and leave her to me. All you have to do is sit back and watch. You may seem to have some wiggle room, but without any evidence, it's meaningless. It's possible that the Yatagasa left fingerprints inside the fireplace. Sorry, but I have the forensics team check that already. They all found the prints belonged to Ambassador Pabloner and Mr. Grossman. Curse it! I should have known better than to think the Yatagasa would have been so careless. But there must be some sort of evidence that we still have yet to find. I take it you have no further objections. So Interpol has finished examining the entire Balashi's emissary. Yes, the investigators who weren't allowed in the Alabeth were extremely helpful. They all put a great effort to search for any signs of the Yatagasa. And yet, despite all that effort, it appears that they failed to notice the lack of ash in the office of the fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Cushman, correct? I didn't notice the ashes in the fireplace of that room, and for that, I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize, Sheena. As your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. So allow me to apologize for you. I'm sorry. Don't. She's who you're after. You know, maybe this guy's not such a bad guy after all. He apologizes for his subordinates and everything. What a great boss. You hear that, Francesca? Are you saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates? Yeah! No, nothing of the sort, sir. You're someone I really expect, sir, even if you are a bit too strict sometimes. That's only a problem on your end. Yeah, way to be super hard on him in your response. Am I really too strict on everyone? Anyway, you didn't find anything in Mr. Christmas' office, right? That's right. We finished our investigation. And we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Christmas' office. Guys, my nose is so stuffy. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't have a subordinate. I don't have a boss to apologize for me. Yes, as I said, not a suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagata's key in the documents dealing with the smuggling operation. But we still have yet to find that blade belonging to the Balashi's knife handle yet. Ha! You see, my subordinates work hard to investigate everything. So there was nothing else to find, alright? Wow, Agent Link really sticks up for his people. Like she said, all men are brothers, and friends become family. So you see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too. That's a rather large family you have there. Yes, but as we all know, there's always one black one black sheep in any family. And although it pays me, Agent Link, you will know the black sheep of in your family. So you actually have any proof that Yatsukatsu used the fireplace past the witch? No, I haven't found any yet. So what are you going to do? There's no need to worry, because there is a loophole in this Agent Pool's argument that we can exploit first. The only one in charge of developing the integration was not Agent Link, which means that Agent Sheena was in charge. It's possible she may have tampered with evidence. That piece of evidence we found. If there's one thing I do know, it's someone tried to hide it from us. Wait. There is a loophole. There may not be some evidence, but I can't prove that it was in the Yatsukatsu room. But I can... Then what are they? You didn't find anything suspicious at all? I highly doubt that. But I didn't. You can even ask the other men. I don't need to, for I have found what you should have a while ago. Excuse me? In Mr. Coachman's office, there's a sign that someone had burned counterfeit bills in there. What the? Yeah! That evidence was something you found out to that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, as a recreation made by a machine, it's hardly concrete proof. Among the assets you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see, because there's nothing in that office, nothing you can call evidence anyway. Speaking of things that you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more. Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence. Very well. I should show her the hidden piece of evidence that follow and will. Is this the wire?
Take that.
I would like you to take a look at this length of wire. Now, what exactly is that supposed to mean? A length of wire. So what about it? I'll tell you what. We found this in Balaji's emissary not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside a grandfather clock in Mr. Coachman's office. You found that at the scene of Mr. Coachman's murder? So I think you'll agree that I cannot trust you when you said that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room, and that this throws a doubt in the priority of your investigation into the Yatsukatsu room. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I'll ask you to point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Sheena, and it's not possible for the reasons for the person's K was chasing after it to the floor. Because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor. Furthermore, we have come to see that Agent Sheena was the only pretending to investigate the Yatsukatsu at the point of Rescue K. In that case, there's only one location that no one has yet to expect. Your team investigation was incomplete because you failed to inspect this location. Obviously, the room next door! The location, Agent Sheena, is of course the room that you claim to have examined. I believe this room has next to Mr. Coachman's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir, I'm on it. We'll be right back after we check the room next to the office. you really think that Miss Gina Sagasta got through? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is. But I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatsugatsu. But you can't. Can you prove she's the Yatsugatsu? She's the Yatsugatsu is in question? If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he'll find, then I should be able to. And just what are you hoping he'll find? The coat? Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment from here earlier. An experiment. As if that's the detective has a brain for a high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatsugatsu. And what did you find out by doing that? First, that it's possible for the person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, by going through there, his coat was covered in ashes and velveting. Who cares that his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyways. But is it really worth so little? I believe that is actually quite meaningful result is the value of which I'm about to prove. Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh, so what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? Here's that, Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, the probability does exist. Agent Sheena, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me, so they were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Oh. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. Now may I have them back? These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings. You have no right to touch them without my permission. I wish to examine them for the sake of investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say let them look at your stuff, Sheena. Lang! Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, let's go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let us begin. So which of the Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? I want to examine the coat. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir! It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Sheena? The Yatsugatsu that Keiso was wearing a coat. And I'm beginning to wonder if that stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it all wrong. Scott probably was got in the coat when I was helping the police out with the fire. What about the dark stuff that are on the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with some soot when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is just the same pattern of dirt that got in my coat when I went to the fireplace. Your words ring hollow in absence of evidence, you know? Unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can't. How? You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat. It's exactly the piece of evidence that I was searching for. I have been hoping to find the coat that the person Kay Sala was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace with solely a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This dark substance that settled the hem of the coat is Belliachi ink. Belliachi ink? Yes, this is what will prove the coat went through the fireplace. According to Ambassador Palomino, she burned some files into the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already. so I don't really see the point of mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink into the back wall. The back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Valsheen ink, it'll prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Yeah! Sorry to have clipped upon your wings, Yatsugatsu, but we're not finished yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this Valsheen ink is on the coat. Oh, but I do. I intend to show it with this ink is in a few seconds. How? How, yes? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This should all prove the dark substance on the coat is Valsheen ink. Burn the coat! We can find out whether that Valsheen ink is by lighting it on fire. That's how you're gonna prove that it's Valsheen ink. Yes, if you could please cut the section of the dark stain area out for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here now what that dark substance is. Sheena, sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning on wearing it anymore anyways. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something? Oh, I got something that matches. I got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light a smoke bomb. Then if I could please have one, okay? We can get this experiment underway. The flame! It's the same color as the flames the white crystal oil produced, which means Valsheen ink was the product of the white crystal oil, and which, when it's lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatsugatsus of their wings. Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatsugatsu, the one who killed my father. It's about time you claimed being named Sheena, or should I say, Celestial you. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not seriously, are you? Do I look like I'm the joking type to you? Celestial you? I never heard that name before in my life. The manner of speaking and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it. Oh, really? You have proof? You insist that I am the Celestial you woman, but you can't prove it. If you had no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me. The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true, ugly form to the world. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. You really have something that can prove that she is Celestial you? I do. It's something that the second Yatsugatsu has preserved these last 7 years. Do me the honors, Mr. Edgeworth. I will, okay? For we have finally come to the end. We'll prove to her the Celestial is this and clip the Yatsugatsu's wins for good. This perfume. We'll prove to you to be Celestial over you. It will? Kay has prepared it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are still on here as well. Is that what this bottle of perfume you spilled, which I've preserved ever since? I heard it from my father, Brian Faraday, that if it's stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades, which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one. We can clear everything up if we compare the prints on this to this of your own. Now come, Agent Gina, will you submit yourself to the fingerprint test? Yeah, I'm not laughing that much. I am too sick. It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chills down my spine, Edgeworth. Celestia, you. So you've shown your true face at last. Yes, this feeling of thrill. It's been greater than that time 7 years ago. Sheena, you're. been feeding them into all this time. Very good. Maybe you're not such a big as an idiot as I thought. Celestia, you, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yakugatsu. That's right, Celestia, you. That's just one of my many names. But even that's just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yakugatsu. Celestia, this time you won't escape. For this is the end of the road for you. But come along quietly. You know, you're the one who lets off the strongest impressing on me, Kate Faraday. And had you not used the Yatsugatsu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. Here you are, being a sword in my side, just as your father always was. Kate, don't! I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father! You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday was too possessed by such laughable honesty. Kate! Ah! You let go, Kate, right now, pal! You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yakugatsu. But that's impossible. My father was the one who created Little Steve. Hey, Edgeworth. Yakugatsu has 3 legs, don't you know? Why is that is? Why it has 3... Edgeworth! To the right! There's 3 main reasons why the Yakugatsu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yakugatsu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yakugatsu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be. You finally figured out. You finally know the real identity of the Yakugatsu. Yeah, it has to be Faraday. Right? But Faraday is the real Yakugatsu. If you're naming Mr. Faraday as the Yakugatsu, you're basically wiping out every single argument you made tonight. Ah! That wasn't my intention. Ha! Everything we were talking about tonight is nothing more than a filler. Then go home, pretty boy. You're not needed around here. Nah! Agent Ling is correct. If Mr. Faraday was the real Yakugatsu, then that fact alone could have caused few contradictions. The real identity of the Yakugatsu. I must think it through one more time within the... I want to see if it's like neither person. The real identity of the Yakugatsu is neither Faraday nor Celestia Yu. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yakugatsu. Very possessive of you. No way! The single person who is known as the Great Thief Yakugatsu never existed. Mr. Edgeworth. No, I refuse to believe this. The Yakugatsu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yakugatsu always knows the exact location of the target object. A lawyer who could have had the opportunity to learn the layout of clients' cooperation. Skill number 2. The Yakugatsu always know exactly how to disarm the security system. A good prosecutor who would be well versed in the way of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yakugatsu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. Detective Bad? It's only natural for the Yakugatsu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case had killed it all anyways. Detective Bad was the Yakugatsu? Hold on. You're the 3rd member of the Yakugatsu? You. I've been looking for you a long time. 7 long years. But I finally got you. Oh, why, Mr. Pat? A long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. We were such a great team. Then why didn't you kill my father 7 years ago? Why, indeed. It was nothing personal, really. It was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grew weary of this. And it was about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I wouldn't miss. Stop! You! Kay! It's over, Sheena. Your leg. Agent Light! Grr! You idiot! What were you thinking, jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have, or if she was a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her, not even from you. You really are. Idiot, you know that? Ha! That's fine with me. You should know by now that that's just how I am. Hey, Sis. Yes? I want you to conduct a full body search. Sheena might have another weapon. Alright. Detective Gumshoe, your assistant, please. Sir! Hey, I found something. What's this, sir? It looks like a blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. Great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pairing up this blade with the handle. I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, it fits together perfectly. The blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife and handles were switched. I'm going to go return this to Balashine knife now. Alright, I trust that you'll make sure that it's returned to Ambassador Palbanero. Balashine knife handle comes here. I believe this makes perfectly clear who did it. Celestial you. For the only time the handle could have been switched just after Mr. Coachman's murder. Ha! Which means that you must be Mr. Coachman's killer. You killed Mr. Coachman with the Balashine knife. Switched the handles and took the original blade of the Balashine knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the outside open air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, but then you went back to accuse her of murder. Doesn't that about sum it up? Ha! You can craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there's really two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? What do you think my real reason was allowing her to chase me? It was all sort of catch Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gate Waterland, and you right away that you were bearing Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little bit into your background. How I found out that you were the one on trial on the Yasigatharu. That's why you tried to pin Mr. Coachman's murder on me. Yes, I knew you'd show up as this ambassador tonight. So I set to use you, but pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. Had another? Yes, once I had you under arrest, I planned to search you and take back the device that rightly belongs to the real Yasigatharu. You were gonna take all those people away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then the person who stole the Yasigatharu key from Mr. Faraday. You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, Yasigatharu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become the member of the Yasigatharu? Why? There's no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders for hasn't changed, even now, to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Coachman? Then, the real ringleader is still out there pulling the strings. Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. I know you're going to tell me everything you did. You understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you then. It was I who set the Embellished emissary on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of counterfeit bills. Was that the smuggling ring? What the smuggling ring was trying to do? But why? Why start two fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you everything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait, I mean, Miss Gina. Yes. When I fell to the floor earlier, these were at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks. That I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're no use to me anymore. You don't want them? You can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor. Yes, Agent Lang. Mark my words. I'm not done here tonight. I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. Finally over, Kay. I feel like I peered into her heart a little, you know. So cold, dark, and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was the problem to be removed. That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they're selling for the German Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them. There's a bit of soil stuck on the ends of the stick. Oh, I guess that's time. It's that time already, huh? It's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire. We almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggler and you, the Yatsugatsu, were chasing after. The legend of the Yatsugatsu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Pat? You were also part of the Yatsugatsu? As I said to you earlier. Hey, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Pat. Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Fortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chin. Now is she in Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad. Wait, you're no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I would like to ask you something about the Yatsugatsu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Here, I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 and case files that the Yatsugatsu stole from my office. Huh? Wait, what? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. Agent Bad? So the Yatsugatsu who stole into my room was you, wasn't it? Wait, and that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KGH incident. It was a very emotional and trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the courts. That's what we thought at the time. Now we formed the Yacht and vowed to bring the light to every dirty dealing company had to do with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate, we called ourselves the Yacht and flexed our collective muscles. We exposed all sorts of shady dealing as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we would find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for it. But why? Why wasn't she the sister of the victim of the KG8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phone. The victim of the KG8 incident, the CCU. She never had a sister. What? Then that means Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Plus the OU was another Fisasio. From the very beginning, that woman was spies on smuggling. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyways, let us return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card. That photo that we stuck there. Try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Atagatsu. But why? This is a addictive card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. It was something Coachman had on him at all times of the KG8 incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim. It's from the victim of the incident, the CCU. Why is the card adorned with the mark of the Atagatsu? The reason why we called ourselves the Atagatsu was because of the three-legged raven mark that was smuggling ring boss used. Apparently, orders were from the boss would all come to these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn them immediately after reading it. And apparently, it burns like bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in Balashni ink? The fact that the card was the Cushman's scent was that it made it into Faraday's hands at all. Nothing short of a miracle. He decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. That's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were the only few steps he had. And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. What's this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG8 incident trial, Miss Faraday had this in his possession. It's important, definitive piece of evidence. But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amendo. And he had locked it and hidden it away for all this time. But but we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping chaos. Video. What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is the same video as the one Mr. Portman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he got caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where the prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. And that card was not a calling card of the Yatagata, but rather the directives from the ringleader to Mr. Portman. The two pieces together makes for a strong weapon for those who hold them. The evidence Mr. Portman sought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is, whether you use them or not, is up to you. But they will be of help when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad. There is no limit to the law. The people who determine the limits to that. You still insist that, even now, you really are something else. I'll leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last and remaining member of the Yatagata room. Pops, don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops, why is this happening? This isn't justice. Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir. Is this really the end of a legend? We'll learn next week! I don't think I can continue, honestly. My voice. I am my things are not going well for me. I probably need to lay down. So okay, here we go. So thank you all for tuning in to this. I just had to stream on a Saturday because of Thanksgiving and everything, but rest assured, we'll be back to a normal schedule next week. Brave buffer. So I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you guys on Tuesday if I'm feeling, I'm feeling better. But in the fighting words of Apollo Justice, I'm fine.